my name is Miss Teresa and welcome back to our Foodie Friday. Today we are going to learn how to make these delicious baked mini omelets. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to do the recipe for mini baked omelets. This recipe is super simple and you can customize it to any dietary needs. I'm going to show you the one that my kids like the best, which is obviously all meat. And then later on I will show you one I prepared that had egg whites and vegetables in it. So you can customize it however you want to, whatever likes, vegetables likes, meat likes, whatever it is that you want to do, okay? So you're going to need some meat if you want a meat. If not, you can use tofu, you can use the Impossible sausage, you can use anything like that. You can add vegetables to it, however you want to do it, but you're going to need about a pound of whatever product you're going to use. So if it's a combination, you want a combination of your meat and your vegetables to equal about a pound, okay? You're going to need some cheese. You're going to need a half a cup of cheese if you want cheese. If you don't want cheese, don't put it in there. It's totally up to you. Like I said, this is totally adaptable to your diet. The recipe did call for a half a teaspoon of baking powder. I didn't have baking powder, so I did not put it. I'm not going to put it in the recipe, but just be aware that it does call for that. Okay, so the recipe calls for 8 eggs. I have 7 in my bowl. I'm going to crack the last one, and we're going to move some of this stuff on out of the way. And this I found at the store. It is pre-cooked turkey sausage crumble. Fantastic. You don't have to be over a stove messing with the sausage or anything. You just open the package up and it's ready to go. So let me crack this open. That's my last one. Put it in my trash plate. Now I'm going to whisk these together. Now the recipe calls for a quarter cup of salt. I'm sorry, a quarter teaspoon of salt, not a quarter cup. A quarter teaspoon of salt, but it depends on your meat. So if your meat is very salty, you can skip that, which is what I'm going to do, because I have Canadian bacon in with my meat. So if you're using bacon or Canadian bacon, you might want to skip the salt, just because it will overpower it. And then if you want, you can add milk to this. You don't have to. I'm not going to, but that's an option for you as well. You also need a half a teaspoon of black pepper, which I already have in here. So we're now going to spray. We're going to put that to the side, and we're going to get our little cupcake pans or muffin tins, and we're going to spray that with some all-purpose spray, so that way they will just slide out. Excuse me while I turn off the camera. That one's done, and we're going to do this one. Didn't quite get that one. Okay, so one of the recipes I saw said dump everything in a bowl and pour it out. Well, the problem with that is whenever you're pouring, your meats and stuff is going to stay in the bowl, so you'll have muffins or omelets that mainly have eggs, and other ones that are overcrowded with the product. So you don't want to do that either. So what I found is I cut everything up on a plate, and then I put it in the little compartments first, and then I pour the egg over it. And that just allows for even distribution. So we're just going to make sure we have all the cheese and meat in the little compartments and not on the sides. and that's a waste. Okay, so now we're going to pour the eggs right into here. And like I said, if you think it's a little skimpy, come back, add some more, add whatever you want to it, okay? So while making this, oh, that got too much. That one's gonna be a little bit full. We found out we ran out of eggs, so we had to actually scramble some more eggs. And if that happens to you, just add some more. It's not gonna be a big deal. And since I overfilled that one, I'm actually gonna take some of this egg out and add it to this one. It's not a big deal. It's just it ended up actually using 1 egg per muffin, so, or per omelet. So keep that in mind. I have 12 little omelet or muffin tins, so it ended up being 1 egg per container, which was 12 eggs. Okay. And actually I'm scooping out some because some of these were a little too full and we don't want them to over bake in the oven. So we're gonna scoop out some of the stuff, some of the egg, and just evenly distribute it. I think I got a little handy with the whenever I was pouring them, and kind of filled them up a little bit too much at the beginning, but that's okay. Nothing we can't fix, right? Okay, so now that we have all this done, you can see they're all nicely filled up, and we're going to put these in the oven. They're going to bake at 375 degrees for 20 minutes. And all I'm doing is giving them a little stir at the bottom, because remember, all that meat and product is at the bottom. So we just want to give it a little stir and make sure we get some eggs underneath there. So that way it just won't be all meat at the bottom. We'll actually have some eggs and stuff at the bottom too, okay? So that's all we're doing, is giving it a little mix. And then we're going to put this in the oven and for 20 minutes, and then we'll come right back. Okay, so we just took them out of the oven. I accidentally left them in the oven a little bit longer than what I was supposed to, so they're a little bit done on the top, but they're still perfectly edible. What you're going to do is take a knife and just run it around the side, make sure it's all loose, and then just get a little grip and put it on your plate. These, like I said, are perfect to make ahead of time, make them on the weekend, and then whatever doesn't get eaten on the weekend, you just put them in a sandwich bag, put them in your refrigerator if you think you're going to eat them that week. If they're something you're not going to eat right away, you can even put them in your freezer. They're perfect, make ahead. Just put them, wrap them in a damp paper towel and put them in your microwave for a couple minutes, and you will have a perfect, delicious, healthy breakfast on the go. Let's make that one out of the way. So this is one I made earlier. Like I said, this is one I made for me because I love vegetables. So in this one, it has spinach and mushrooms, little cherry tomatoes, and little sweet peppers. You can customize this however you want. This is the meat lover special that my kids love, so it's up to you. But I do hope you make them and enjoy. So there you go. So thank you for joining us for this edition of our Foodie Friday. I hope you enjoyed the omelets. Remember to like, share, and comment below. We love knowing where you're from and seeing your creations. So until next time, bon appetit.